Hey, Dakota again. I've been sitting on this basement cab in the back for quite a while. I've never been able to play it since I got it because two of the cones have holes in them and one's severely bad. So I finally decided on speakers. I'm doing T75s and vintage 30s. You can call it an X pattern, but when I open the cab up, you'll see that it's like not really an X pattern. It's like a plus pattern. These are enormous cabs. I also got strings just to stock up on. I always use jazz lights in C/B standard. But apparently these 8 ohm vintage 30s are UK made, which is cool. So hopefully they're similar to my Recto cab that's upstairs. And I played a few of my friends' cabs that have this blend, and I was very, very happy with it. Most people suggested doing creambacks in vintage 30s, but I'm really a big fan of the T75. So this is going to be a best of both worlds cab. This is absolutely massive of a cab. It's next to my HP8, and that's the funky shape I was talking about. People call them pyramid cabs, and these are originally 4 ohm and 100 to 120 watts, and they come with Fender Utahs, which are famously used by Kurt Cobain in the In Utero album. But he used them in some other Fender Bassman. It wasn't a basement cab. He used it in this giant combo that had like 412s. Someone correct me if I'm wrong in that, but when I first got this cab, everyone was telling me those are the in utero speakers, and then I just I never really cared because two of them were broken, and I didn't want to repair the cones, and I'm probably gonna sell these, or I'm just gonna sell them as a set for like how they come. Hopefully, someone local or wants to drive and meet up for them. I'm not gonna price them crazy. I just don't want to store them. While I was doing this, my final package of the day came in. I bought two pedals. I bought something from Earthquaker just to support them in a time of need. This is a Maxon ST9 Pro or an ST9 Plus. I got this for the Cannibal Corpse vibes and just to play around more overdrives while doing reamping. And then I can't pronounce this for the life of me right now, but I know exactly what it is. But this is in collaboration with Boris, and on their last tour, they had this but inverted for sale at the tour, and I was really sad I couldn't grab one. But this is an example of the Fender Utah. It's a cool looking speaker, and I don't hate that album, but I just I don't really play stuff like that. I just want to chug and doom, and I think this combination would be a good middle ground between it because this is as big as a 6x10, and in a little bit I'll show you the inside of the cab, but it is monstrously big. And it's not split, so like it's kind of ported into or chambered. I don't know how to phrase it. That's the one that has the worst hole, and then another one has a really small one. But man, just a behemoth of a cab, and I'm so excited to finally be able to play it. There's the little pinhole I was talking about for the other one. So I took all the wiring out. I'm not going to use any of this wiring. Okay, after further review, uh, the wires are actually soldered to the jack, and I haven't seen this in quite a while, so I'm just going to snip two, and I'm going to reuse this, and this is going to be the only part of the wire that I do keep from how it was. Just two little snips, that's all you really need. Still there. Now, trying to put the T75 in first. I got this diagram that I've been using for all my cabs. This is from Burger Sound, and same concept. If it's 16 ohm or 8 ohm, just make sure all of them are 8 ohm, and then when you wire it like this, it'll be an 8 ohm cab, and that's the idea for this one. I have a few cabs that are all 8 ohm, and hopefully I can put them together with this one and have a cool blend. And I'm realizing that all my like new wiring that I've had like leftover from other cabs is way too short. So I went to a Tractor Supply and they didn't have female ends at all. So I got to order something online and just come back to this in a couple days. Okay, I finally got the wires and the female connectors in. I'm making my own. It's been a couple days, and it's been a long time since I made jumpers at all, so I kind of took my time doing this. It only took me like 10 minutes to do this, and I made like four more than I needed to. And I also added like an extra like 8 inches to each one, so I had like plenty of play when I was rewiring this cabinet. And I know it's overkill, but it just made things so much easier, and I didn't have to like juggle the speaker around like too much. I think I already mentioned I'm doing an X pattern for these, and in the more enlarged spaces, I'm doing the T75s, and in the smaller spaces, I'm going to do the vintage 30s. And I'm planning on playing this long end up, so kind of tall style, and the T75s are going to spread left and right of the room, and I'm going to have a vintage 30 facing upward, and then one bouncing downward as well. And I've already played all this. It's a really good blend, and it's super snappy and bass happy. And it didn't quite, I used an iPhone camera, so it obviously didn't like get the sound perfectly in here, but in room it is a very good cab. Very deep, obviously, very boomy. And as I'm pointing, T75, vintage 30, vintage 30, T75, T75.